This week, Ba'aloischa, Parshas Ba'aloischa, candles. The candles of the menorah of the Bet HaMikdash, as well as the candles of Shabbat candles. I want to share with you today a story, I think a fascinating story, how the Shabbat saved, helped, brought success, where one would think there would be just the opposite. But stay with me till after we say Tehillim, and then I'm going to share the story. Thank you, Hashem, by saying, Mizmor lesoido rila adonai kol haaretz, ivdu es adonai b'simcha b'oi lefanei b'nono, duk adonai elim hu sonu v'lo nachlam v'tzem marisa b'oi shor b'soido, chatzeroisa v'sila hoida lebach shmoy ki toiv adonai li'olam chazdoi v'yadoi v'odor emunasoi. Dear friend, let's give some tzedakah. And here is the story. If I remember correctly, the name is a family bonder, great philanthropist to Jewish causes, to religious causes, to yeshivas, and so on. What's the story behind that success? I'm not even sure what business this person is in. Where I read or heard the story, it wasn't said. So I'll leave it up to your imagination, but it's really irrelevant. In the, I think, mid-late 30s, this Mr. Bonder with his wife and a few kids came over to the Golden Medina, came over to the States from Europe. He saw the writing on the wall. Maybe he felt the flames already of the crematorium. And he decided to save, to get out of there, and he arrived here. A tailor by profession. He gets a job in one of the sweatshops, in one of the needle trade in America, in New York. Immediately hired. He's doing a great job. Comes Friday, he tells his boss that I'll see you Sunday or Monday, whenever you open. He says, no, you're coming tomorrow for Shabbos. I don't work on Shabbat. If you don't work on Shabbat, here's half your salary for the week, and don't bother come back next week. Over here, we work on Shabbos. This is America. This is not Europe. This is not the old country. Thank you for your advice. And on Sunday, he went to look for another job. And he found another job without saying anything. But the same story repeated itself another Friday, and another Friday, and another Friday. And the situation was becoming dire. So much so that the little apartment they had rented, they couldn't afford to pay the rent anymore. And after a long time, the landlord lost patience with him, literally put him, his wife, and a few kids out in the street. There wasn't too much furniture, so there wasn't much of an issue, but they're in the street. A Jewish person walks by and sees there a woman, a few children, sitting in the street. And he walks over and he says, what is this? And he said, look, come into my building. You can stay in my furnace room. Take a few mattresses. At least you will be sheltered. Okay? It's the best they can do. Short while after that, the kids, with their faces blackened from the coal of the furnace, and they talk Yiddish. A man walks by and he sees people, kids with darkened faces, speak Yiddish, and they say, who is this? Wer bist du? Schwarze Panama. So the child says, if you would see where we live, you will understand. And they brought him into the furnace room. He was in total shock. When is your father coming home? Evening. He waited for the father to come home and he said, look, here is a check of $500. Make yourself a living. I want to help you. He shares with his wife about the $500 that he received. He says, there's no way we're going to take that check. This is money that was earned also from work on Shabbos. How can we do this? And he brought the check back to the man. And he explained it to him. My situation is because I don't want to work on Shabbos. So money which was earned on Shabbos is also something I will not accept. This man was so impressed, he decided to give him a job, etc., and the rest is history. So it's not that we are Shomer Shabbos. Shabbos is protecting us. And this is what the time of Mashiach is called, the Day Shekulu Shabbos. And may this happen today.